Welcome to Life Plus Plus, where we aim to add more value to life by sharing knowledge, life lessons, and combined experiences from our friends, colleagues, and associates. In each episode, we'll be talking about real life issues and things that are important to you. So if there's anything you want us to discuss, leave them in the comments section below or email us at lifeplusplus@thethrowdown.com. I am Lambert the Virus. And this episode is brought to you by Kososhi Clothing. With me today, I have Tamara Campbell, a fitness enthusiast, a videographer, someone who's into broadcasting, and overall a very genuine person. It's been nice having you here.
Thank you so much.
How you doing?
I really appreciate it. I'm really well. I'm doing really well. How are you?
Not bad, man. You know how it is.
Yeah, another day.
And I'm cold.
The sun will come up and it will be warm again.
Where in this? Are we talking about the same?
Right.
That's good. How's
you gotta
life?
keep some hope. You got to keep some hope.
I know,
in this
but
thing. Just think warm thoughts,
But we have to be realistic as well.
Yeah,
It's UK and it's synonymous with it, isn't it? How's life treating you?
Life has been interesting and it's treated me well. Everyone has their challenges and stuff like that, and obstacles and things that you try and push yourself to get over.
Yeah.
And it's been well. It's been well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any difficulties, or is it just the typical, life issues?
Well, I think if I was to think about it,
Yeah.
and kind of go a little bit deeper into it, I think. Fundamentally, I kind of think, with age and experience, things become a little bit easier. You understand what's going on, and you understand how to tackle different issues a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I can speak for when I was younger. When I was younger, maybe going into work, into the corporate world, being a female, being a black female in this kind of in a world where there wasn't many people like me at all.
Yeah.
It was a little bit difficult to navigate at times, and I never really understood what was really going on, I appreciate you calling me genuine, and that's kind of how I like to live my life and go into places. And I always found myself a little bit disappointed when, I'd be as authentic as possible, but in certain situations,
It wasn't giving back.
No, not at all. And you do good, and you're kind, and you do this and you do that, and you try and bring forward positivity maybe, or whatever you can in that moment. And as soon as anyone had the chance, they'll just be like, stab you in the back. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like 2 minutes ago, you were laughing, smiling, and you were cool, and now suddenly.
Yeah.
It's
a typical human trait.
It's a little bit tricky, yeah. Well, I feel like it's quite a typical British trait too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met there's a lot of people in Europe that I've met, some really, really lovely people across the world even. And the majority of them are kind of straightforward with their, what they think or what they're saying. And it's not smiles and then no smiles and all that, that so-and-so.
And you're sure that's not because in these places you're talking about, you assume the tourist position?
I assume
a tourist position. So.
Oh right, yeah. I see
saying?
what I mean. Yeah, obviously, people can kind of present the best, the best side of
exactly.
their culture or their country or their business or whatever like that. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know. There's something you can catch a vibe from someone. You can kind of be like, or at least if nothing else, they're just straight talking with you. Like, this is how it is. Yeah, okay. How are you gonna kind of argue with that?
Yeah.
It's just what it is, you know. So I don't know. It's interesting, but that's something that I did kind of find difficult, and challenging growing up. Not only that, I think what I really realized actually most recently is just how much support you could need in those environments too, from somebody who gets it. being, again, female, black, in television broadcasting when there weren't people like me, in education where there's an institutionalized situation.
I know what you're talking about.
And then to kind of be the only one, or just kind of a little bit like, not the only one, but everyone's got their struggles, and I could understand everyone's kind of, battling for themselves. But in an area where some solidarity could work, and some unity could work, and some mentoring could work, even, in my younger years, that was definitely something that I really needed and struggled because I didn't have that,
What helped you push through these obstacles?
Wow, do you know what?
And do they still exist?
Well, these obstacles, what pushed me through them? Do you know what? I took a time out and really had to just assess what was really going on here, and also accept it too. Like, accept that, it's not even personal sometimes. Like, none of it's personal. It's not like, oh, it's an attack on you, or it's just some kind of innate human trait, and it's some kind of unconscious biases, and there's a lot of things at play, and you can kind of duck, weave, and try and avoid this and that, and that's kind of, but I really had to just sit down and be like, what is going on here, and like, what is it really? Because this is not the first thing that I kind of think about when I think about co-workers, or when I think about being in, meeting people. I think about being genuine and just kind of like, oh, here I am, this is me, and that kind of thing. And it shouldn't matter. A lot of things shouldn't matter, but it does. And it's just accepting that too. And but and then your second question on that. So like, I had to really just think hard and just accept a lot of things, and fortify myself too, to really just kind of be like, okay, Tamara, do you know what? This is the situation. This is what it is. Just get up, stand up, and just go. Do for you, be kind to others, and what will be in a way,
Yep, I
definitely.
know. I can only imagine. Obviously, I feel I'm with you halfway on the struggle, because at least we're both black, but I'm male. So the female side of the struggle, I can't really comprehend. I can empathize with you, but I can't really, know what it's like. I have an idea, and the more I think about it, is the more saddened I am for people who aren't really as strong as you, who probably have gone through what you've gone through and came out on the wrong end, battered and bruised and low self-esteem.
Oh gosh, and it's completely understandable too. Like, it's absolutely completely understandable. The questioning of yourself that happens in that process, like, it makes you like, I had to think, who do I want to be though? Who do I want to be? No, I am this person. I am strong. I am kind of, determined. And I will go forward. But it's just, it can be so difficult, and it feels like a losing battle. Like, it feels like a losing battle, I mean, I can't really speak for the male point of view, but I mean, can you say a little bit about what it's like for you?
Me, I'd say I'm from a different breed. The reason why I say that is I was born here, but I grew up in Nigeria, and there's a certain level of resilience that comes with being Nigerian. I'm just saying it. I'm just stating it as it is. There's a certain level of resilience. It's like it's in our DNA to just be resilient. So regardless of what people go through here, compared to what we've been made for, it's child's play. It does, at worst, I'd say it's irritating.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah.
nothing beyond that to me,
Yeah.
because you just see it as one of those,
Yeah.
another obstacle that you
Yeah.
just. But it can be irritating and frustrating at times
Yeah.
when you see, especially when it's blatant.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Or institutionalized too. I mean,
It is institutionalized.
That's the really, really, really difficult part, because where you think that there's elements of, rules or law or policy or governance or anything like that that's there to support you, it's not always there to support you.
No, it's not.
And somehow it's used also against you.
Yeah.
Even though, I could use my example in education for this one. Even though, for example, being a classroom teacher teaching 14 to 19-year-olds, having a diverse culture of children in your classroom, and being a world traveler myself, like I can interact with different students, different, in different kind of ways.
Yeah.
And when it's seen externally as, a little bit too, I love this word. I love this. Aggressive.
Oh, God. Tell me another one.
When actually that's just a part of the culture, or when I see other teachers talking about students who are perceived as being aggressive, or, he's got too much energy, or, and it's like, you don't understand. He's not being aggressive.
Yeah.
He's just like
just
this.
Full of
he's
life.
strong.
That's how he is.
He's strong.
Yeah.
You know, and you need to channel that and mold it. He's not being disruptive in the class. He's not that. He's not being talkative. He's just, you need to engage him. Like, you need to get him onto something focused and targeted, and then he will run with it and not look back. You'll be amazed. And that understanding isn't there, And then this is where policy is used against them. Oh, well, he's been like this and he's misbehaving and blah, blah, blah.
And then they diagnose.
Oh gosh, the diagnosis, and then the socio-economical this, and must be why, because X, Y. No, it's because you need to target your teaching to the student. This is the person that he is. Focus him, mentor him,
It's, wow. It's so deep and so serious, and it's not being addressed.
No, yeah.
Because that's why we have a lot of black resentful kids.
Oh, yeah.
They're just pushing out. It's like a factory. The system is like a factory. They're just breeding thousands and millions of resentful black kids because you don't know how to handle them.
Oh, definitely.
It's crazy.
And it's sad. So, yeah, you could see where kids could grow up to be resentful or not like school or be like, oh, my teacher's just having a go at me all the time, or just not being understood or overlooked. Because something they might not produce might not resonate with you because you might not understand it, where I could be like, oh, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Wicked. Yeah, that's cool, Oh, you're too informal with the students. Well, I'm trying to gain a relationship and engage and encourage their student, So yeah, that's my example within the education system, how, policy could, or just the culture and how it's, it could be misconstrued perhaps, but I don't know what the solution is. But it's very easy to be disheartened and not bounce back and just let their rules define you. And no, that's not the way around it is. It's not like that. The person that you're telling me that I am is not the person that I am. Here is the person that I am.
Exactly.
This is how, I'm going forward here. And I guess it comes down to knowing yourself too, like coming back to that.
That's
just
the
really
thing.
knowing yourself.
That's the thing. But not everyone's the same. So like I said earlier, the way you handle it, being the kind of strong personality that you are, you were able to come out on the right end of it.
Yeah.
People who aren't, I think the system owes it to them to guide them and treat them how they should be treated. Especially when you're, like the name they gave them, minorities.
Yes, it's not very, like... inspiring.
No, it's not.
That's a word, isn't it? It's a little bit,
degrading.
A little bit, isn't
Minority.
it? Just, oh, jeez, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, and my favorite one as well. I love it how, there's people who are immigrants and stuff, but there's English people that live in other countries and they're expats. I love that. I love that. That's amazing. Thank you. What?
Wow.
But I don't know. Is that thing still going on today?
What? Expats?
No, sorry. In terms of
the second question.
In terms of the second point. It's still there. It's still there, but do you know what? Because I've stepped into another company now. I won't name any names.
Yeah.
And I've stepped in and I was like, right, hey, here I am. This is what it is, okay? And I joined every group and I network with all the people and I'm saying, hey, here's me. And I'm progressing, I'm moving and I'm talking to the right people. And I went out and I got that mentoring support that I needed from, it's a very large company. It's up and down the country and there are groups within the company that helps to support, encourage, engage, not only from a female point of view, but also a BAME point of view.
Okay.
And I'm in those groups because we can't do it alone. We can't do it alone.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think some people who have struggled and not come out as well as they'd hoped. It's about finding the groups to help support you too, because you can't do it alone.
No, you can't. So the mentoring, it works.
Wow.
And were you lucky to just get into a company where that sort of thing was available?
Well, speaking of the company, if I spoke about the company, you'd see why they had to have this kind of this structure in place.
Yeah.
But because it was a long time coming and they've needed it. And actually they're making steps and strides forward to kind of change particular cultures within the company and encourage others to rise too. And that's what it's doing. But sometimes I'm like, is this just a tick box exercise? Like, are you just are you just doing this to like appear to be on everybody's side, or is this like a genuine program that's gonna really help to secure your positioning? Sometimes I do wonder, but do you know? But you do what you can. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, let's say you're meeting the right people, you're meeting other people with maybe the same mentality as you. It's what you put into it. It's what you put into it is what you're going to get out. So if you're putting it all in and really giving it all and making an effort, then surely it's not a waste of my time.
Fair enough.
But it's about kind of being in there, I think. And not only that, it does help some people. I think the kind of person I am is that I don't wait to kind of be so told. I'll be like, hey, this is what needs to happen now, okay? Please.
Please.
I'm polite,
Oh, God.
Whereas some people, they don't have that tenacity and that kind of forward momentum and that drive or that vision to know where they want to go, or sometimes the scope to really research things themselves and find these things themselves. So I guess, it works for people who are a bit like, right, let's go.
So when these sort of like, in the occasional times when there's certain dark cloud comes over, someone, how would you say, or how do you cope when it becomes overbearing for you?
Man. And it does. I've had some really, really overbearing times in all, a few areas of my life, And how do I cope? Boy, it's a lot of self-care. It's a lot of self-care. And I've come a long way in my life journey and stuff like that. And when I was younger, I wasn't very, let's say, outwardly looking on, I had to grow to be the person I am, to be this determined, to be this driven, to be this, this, that. Because before, I was just really chilled out. Like, I was super laid back. And I never thought about, what food I was putting into my body, what drink I was putting into my body, how much exercise I was getting. I was just happy to sit back, play video games, watch TV.
Just chill.
Just chill. Yeah, I'll do my homework and stuff. But much more after that, okay, no. And when I went to uni, I started to really kind of be more in a place that I wanted to be. I studied television, broadcasting and production, and that's all I wanted to do. Yeah. So I was really engaged and really kind of forward with that kind of stuff. So, but it took me a while to get there. So I've forgotten your question. Just edit this part out.
How do you cope when it becomes overbearing?
So when I was younger and it got overbearing, the modes and tools that I'd use to make myself feel better weren't healthy ones. They weren't healthy ones because I wasn't thinking like that. I wasn't thinking, do you know what? Maybe I should exercise, or maybe I should eat better, or blah, blah, blah. And there are so many contributing factors, not just whatever's I perceive the world is doing to me, or like anything like that. It's what I'm doing to myself as well, Yeah. So I had some unhealthy traits, and I had some really unhealthy traits, and it took a second, but I had to then really reevaluate my outside by evaluating my inside and being like, hey, what is going on inside here? What is this thinking? What is this, this way of eating? Like all this sugar highs and all this spikes, or, I used to drink quite a bit when I got to uni and after uni and stuff. And okay, well, that's not really serving me because, it's a bit of a depressant drinking, isn't it? Like, whose idea was that? It wasn't a good one, was it? And all sorts of things. So what got me out of it was, it wasn't just, those people are being mean to me. It was, I'm being mean to me. Wow. I need to look after myself. Why aren't I caring for myself and loving myself and treating myself well and right with respect that I deserve and all that kind of stuff?
Wow. Wow.
It's deep.
That is deep. When you look at it that way, that is really deep.
What am I doing? Wow. And then how am I going to expect other people to treat me the way that I deserve? Because obviously they should, but wow, it really starts with you, It really starts with all that kind of stuff. So I changed my whole entire lifestyle, when it really hit home. And also I was really big. I had some good amount of weight on me as well. So I was like, do you know what? This isn't even making me happy. I need to lose some weight. I need to get healthy. I need to get fit. I need to exercise my heart. I need to, eat well, put the right things into my body. And that right thing in my body thing is still a progression. Because eventually I would like to just have less meat in my diet, because what's that serve? It's not really serving anything,
or probably become vegan or...
Well, that's a bit too far. Vegan on a daily is, these things are baby steps, okay? Don't get me
I'm
wrong.
helping facilitate the process.
But I've already cut dairy, to be fair, because dairy has never been good for me, so it was an easy cut. I was like, well,
entirely what? Everything, cheese, milk.
All right, so here's the situation with cheese, okay?
So no.
On occasion, and then I beat myself up after. I was like, why did I eat that cheese? But it was so good. But why did I eat that cheese? But it was so good. But no, I'm definitely gonna just zero tolerance on cheese, and just not even bother with it. So And
At your biggest, how big were you?
115 kilos.
150.
Yeah, what's that, about 18 stones or something? I don't even know. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was. I got into the gym so fast. And that was the other thing. I had to sort my food out. I had to, in this kind of respect and self-care and self-love.
Yeah.
And, making everything a little bit better, just sort my food out and get exercising. And I started a boot camp and was running up and down like madness at 6 o'clock in the morning, in the sun, in the rain. Oh.
Wow.
Just thought the flashbacks. But it was hard. But the thing is, as I've been exercising more and more, you see how it's a test of your mentality, and it's a test of the barriers that you can break, and you're breaking them, and you're constantly,
the mental barriers,
and it makes
right?
it makes you stronger.
Yes, it does.
It makes you stronger.
Yeah.
And that strength that I found, in my boot camp, in boxing, in the gym, and now CrossFit. Oh.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, I know. That I take that out. That's what I'm taking out there. And I'm using that. And you can't knock me down because I know who I am. And I know that I dragged myself up and down, running around and around, running around a boxing ring. Like, I've done it, I've done that. And I know I'm strong. Like, I know I'm stronger than what you're making me out to be.
Wow. That's powerful.
I'm telling you, it's a journey. It's a long journey. And I can't say, I wish I started it sooner, or, maybe only in an athletic sense and in a sense of maybe I could compete in boxing or whatever. But just I wish I started it sooner. But the journey that I had and the journey that I had to take is what's really made me still, and that's still made me, so I can't be like, oh, I wish it never happened, because that's my life.
Yeah, exactly.
And I own it.
Yeah,
and I'm fine with it. And I'll be like, hey,
do
you know what? This is my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Here I am now.
Embrace the scars, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Show you where you've been.
Yeah, definitely. So all of that kind of stuff, really working on me and my insides and treating myself right, helped me to take that outside and take it to other people and understand other people's struggles a little bit more, and understand, what I'm dealing with so much more clarity, and put strength.
Wow. So what kind of things do you eat now? What kind of things do you avoid? We know you're off dairy, partially. Partially off dairy. Partially.
I will be.
But what kind of things do you avoid? And what helped you to shed all that weight? By the way, what do you weigh now?
Oh, now I'm in the 75 kilo region.
What?
Yeah, madness, isn't it? I don't even know what
How
happened.
long did it take you to drop all that weight?
Wow, let's see. Probably about 18 months, 2 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was a journey.
You did well, man.
Thank you.
Wow.
Really appreciate it. It was a journey. And, large part of it wasn't like a fad thing. I wasn't like, oh, let me go on this diet and blah, blah, blah. I was like, do you know what? I need to clear out this cupboard, clear out this fridge and start again. Actually, to be honest, there was nothing in my cupboard and there was nothing in my fridge.
So step one was easy. It was done already.
Because I'd be like, I can't be bothered. Let me just order a takeaway. Or I'd be like, do you know what? I'm not. The thing is, it was part of my lifestyle as well.
Yeah.
It was my working lifestyle. So while I worked in television and film, I was just up and down the country, flying here, flying there, doing all sorts of stuff, living out a suitcase in this hotel, that hotel, just eating out at restaurants.
Yeah.
On a daily.
Yeah, and that doesn't help. No.
It's not healthy.
No.
It is not conducive to your health.
Yeah.
Have you been to crew catering?
Who?
Like when you're on a TV set or a film set, the crew catering.
It's this
3-course meals, mate. That's like big food. And you're like, I want a bit of that. I want a bit of that. I'm going to,
And it's
is
every
it
day.
lunchtime? Oh, yeah. Time
man.
to eat. It's every day. It's not healthy. The bacon, the eggs, the this, the that, the sausage. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. So it really is just about starting from scratch. And do you know what? I need to put things in my body that is working well for my body. I need to be conscious about what I'm eating, when I'm eating, why I'm eating it. And, you know, as a woman, there's times of the month where I'm just like, swear down. And I was like, what is it that's driving this though? You know, so I went to the doctor and I'm like, hey, do you know what? This is a pattern that I've noticed in my health. Like, I'm eating like copious amounts. I just crave sugar and I just want all this kind of stuff like at this particular time. And they're like, oh, you know, they did a few tests and they were like, oh, you've got polycystic ovary syndrome.
Who?
Polycystic ovary syndrome. So it's these little things that grow on your ovaries.
And what does that do?
I should know more about it, but it does. I was like, okay. I did do my homework.
It's giving paracetamol.
I wish paracetamol would work, but it does. What it does is kind of just messes up your hormones. So your hormones like a little bit all over the place, but it affects women differently. You know, some people can be really thin, some people are really big, some people could like grow a little bit more facial hair, like all sorts of things. It wreaks havoc on your body a little bit.
Wow.
And a cure for it is actually to get pregnant because they'll go away. Because it's like a change of hormones then.
Wow.
And then, you know, it'll go away. I think somebody like Victoria Beckham had it. And I'm pretty sure it's quite prolific in the black female community.
Wow.
And
I've never...
fibroids.
Well, I'm not a female, so...
It's all right. It's all right. I'll school you today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that and fibroids is quite common within our culture, like within our community. And it does just wreak havoc on your whole system. Like...
What did you call it again?
Polycystic ovaries.
Polycystic ovary.
PCOS. Polycystic ovary syndrome, in fact, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a thing. And so I realized that was kind of having a factor on my emotions. Because, like, the hormones thing, whew, like it's having a factor on my emotions. And I'll be like, oh, I'm sad. And then I want to eat and all sorts of madness. So that was a struggle in my life too, actually, kind of not understanding what my body was going through and not understanding like, oh, this is having an actual effect on not only me, but when I was a bit grumpy, like it had a few effects, or when I was hungry, oh gosh, my friends would be like, oh my God, just eat this food. I'm hungry. You know? Or just like having really horrible like monthlies as well, and just having that really dipping energy and just being really irritable as well. Like it wasn't nice for other people. So looking after myself as well, like was helping some people around me as well. But yeah, so changing my diet to suit that as well, and knowing, okay, do you know what? I'm at this point in my cycle, let me eat like this, because I know my body's going to need more of it. So, for example, I'll try to eat more spinach so I can get some more iron.
And did that regulate anything? Or?
It didn't. Like, my periods became more... Sorry, let me say that clearly. My periods became more regular, but the intensity of the pain and stuff like that was still there. But some of the cravings, because I could kind of know, oh, this is what was going on, I could curb my cravings a little bit and manage it a little bit better. So that kind of thing helped too.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really difficult for women. It's really, really hard. Like, you know... I kind of just think, wow, how do women do it sometimes? Like
I do as well.
And I'm like, I'm a woman, but I don't, you know, I'm not in a position where I have children or like a large family or this and like loads of people to take care of and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then a job on top of it, and then looking after the home on top of it, and then this on top of it, and that on top of it. It's really difficult.
It is difficult. And
sometimes I think, gosh, like, everyone should just turn to the woman that they're next to and be like, I thank you. Like, because I don't know what you go through on a daily basis, but I thank you because I bet there's stuff that you're doing that I didn't even know about. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
And
amazing.
even if I knew about it, I wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hats off to women, man.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, like this kind of just working out this shell of a body is has been a struggle too. But that's helped me, like, you know, so that I eat well and eat the right things and not just kind of think, oh, this is my diet. It's like, this is a change in my life. I need to go forward and change and create my new lifestyle, create the life that I want to lead, create the life that's serving me and not slowly killing me. You know, I've got diabetes in my family. My grandma, my grandpa, on my mum's side, my grandma and my grandpa on my dad's side. I was a sitting duck.
Diabetes is just waiting for you, like...
Just waiting. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I was like, do you know what? And I think one time I did go to the doctors and they were like, it looks like you're on the verge. Oh, no. I think that was probably one of the catalyst things as well for me that really made me go, oh, man, I really need to change something here because, woof. And one of the things that I did to kind of support that cause as well is do a walk. It was called the... forgive me if this is incorrect, but you can probably Google it or something. But it's a 13 Bridges challenge, and it's a walk from about the Chelsea area all the way to Tower Bridge, and it's a really lovely walk. And you cross all the bridges as you go along, and you get to the end, and you raise money while you're doing that. You know, you get people to sponsor you, and that was like one of the big things before I started running. You know, because I was a bit big. I was like, let me do a walk. I'm not ready to do this running thing.
Just pace yourself.
Let me just do a walk.
Wow.
And raise some money at the same time. So yeah, that was a motivation as well. Because when it's for other people, I find that I can do it. You know, when it's for myself, I'm like, oh. But now I'm like stronger in myself. I'm like, no, I know I need to do this because it's
What's the name of the one you did recently? The one that's
the
like
Spartan,
the tough...
the Spartan race, which is a 5K obstacle race with like 20 obstacles or something. So you're climbing, you're jumping, you're swinging, you're going under stuff, you're pulling things while you're running around this massive space. It's insane. And because it was so insane, I obviously signed up for 3 more. Are you kidding?
Wow.
I was like, I'm going to push myself harder.
Wow.
Ooh. Nah, mate, I don't know what I've done because I've got to run a half marathon now. Half marathon now. Wow. But can you imagine, like, all I keep thinking is, wow, how is this going to make me stronger? And what tests am I going to face while I'm running this?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to want to stop.
Of course.
I'm going to want to stop.
What did you face during the Spartan one?
Do you know, I'm not going to lie. I ran around like this. I was so into it. Into it. I loved it. Wow. I loved it. Oh gosh, I had such a good time. Wow. Just running on my ones, like, whee! It was so good.
Oh,
and like, I enjoyed it. And I thought there were parts that were quite challenging. But then I was like, do you know what? I'm going to learn how to do that and come back and then I'm going to do it and I'm going to smash it because I don't like burpees and I don't want to have to do 15 burpees every time I have to skip an obstacle as a forfeit, you know. So yeah, this is why I'm now trying to do the CrossFit to kind of, because all that upper body stuff, that's the little bit where I kind of,
that gets you.
That's where I fell down, you know. So I was like, oh, do you know what, upper body stuff, I really need to smash that and come back next year and be like, oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good, man. It sounds like a lot of these physical activities actually really helps your mindset.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Because it's just, I would love to just sit at home and be on that sofa and watching Netflix all the time. Yeah. But that's not going to challenge me.
No, it won't.
I'm not going to grow from doing that. I'm not going to find opportunities, seek opportunities, and not just to serve myself, but to serve others. Like, what am I doing there on my ones in my living room? Like, how is that helping anyone? How is that really helping me?
Yeah.
And just doing all of this kind of physical activity, going out there, raising money for charities, you know, running here, boxing there, lifting here, whatever. it feels like freedom, and it feels like a breath of fresh air, and it feels like, this feels good.
I know what you mean.
And I'm like, every day I'm achieving something new, and every day I'm breaking a barrier. And if I see anything that's happening out there now that, like, nah, but I know I can smash that, I just see it as another challenge. Oh, really? Oh, you think that, oh, well, I'll find another way then. You know, oh, you're going to tell me no? Well, soon you'll be coming to me and asking me for that, because I am going to be smashing it. Like, I'm not going to wait for you or ask permission. I don't need your permission to achieve what I want to achieve in my life.
True that.
You know?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And just sports and physical activity, it helps me with that, you know? It really does. It really does.
And the passion shows through when you're talking about it. So people can tell. Wow.
My friends think I'm mad. They were like, wait a minute. So, like, for example, yesterday, I went to CrossFit. Yeah. And then I went to a circuit training. Then I did a pump, like, thing. And then I went and did spin. Because I was like, well, I need to put in some cardio. And they were like, what are you doing? Same day. They were like, what are you doing? But at the same time, it might sound crazy, but there's a method to the madness. Yeah, it does. There's a method to the madness, though. Because everything I'm thinking, that half marathon, if nothing else, I need endurance. I need to last like 3 hours. Yeah. I need to last maybe even 4 hours. Yeah. So if I'm walking or if I'm crawling in this half marathon, I know I could crawl or walk for like 3 hours, you know? I will last. True. So there's a method to the madness a little bit, but yeah.
Speaking of endurance, did you watch the boxing match?
I did. Woo, let's take 5 minutes to talk about my friend AJ. My friend AJ.
Did you see the endurance, all the weight he lost? Yes. Did you see how consistent he was through all 12 rounds?
Yes, I was so proud of him. He boxed like a boxer. Oh my goodness. He was intelligent. Yep.
He was like, agile.
Absolutely agile.
All through 12 rounds.
Every single round.
Yep.
And he was focused.
Yeah, he was.
And you saw that determination. He was like, no, you're not going to get me.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And any little thing, I'm coming back at you.
Yep.
Oh, you asked me, I answer back. No problem, you know? Oh, I was so proud of him.
Yeah, same here, man.
So proud of him.
Yeah.
That's, like, honestly, and really happy for him too. Yeah, same because a lot of people doubted him. I'm not going to lie. I had my moments. I just felt like a scared... I just felt like a scared lover or something. Prayed for her child or something, you know. Like, oh, hope he doesn't get hurt, you know. Yeah. But gosh, he pulled it through. He pulled through. He really pulled through. And I'm so pleased. And he stuck to his plan. He stuck to his game plan.
And that takes a certain level of maturity to actually go in, do what you're supposed to, and just stick to the game plan. He did well. He did well. It was a good fight.
Technical, great fight.
Great fight. You know he's Nigerian, right?
Oh yeah. This is why.
Had to throw that in there. You know? Remember what I was saying about resilience?
Yeah. I got that to a T, boy. Bless him. Honestly, bless him. Yeah. Really, I was so pleased for him. And I boxed at his gym, you know, at his Finchley ABC.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you haven't seen him there, have you?
It's like he was trying to avoid me. Because I was always just miss him. Yeah. I was like, how is this possible? But no, I trained with his trainers as well. And they're really, really good guys. Really lovely guys. And they've looked after me well as well. Like, you know, they're giving me a chance, a couple of 1-2s in the ring and everything. It's
how
really
good are you boxing-wise? On a scale of 1 to 10?
But this is the only thing that I kind of wish I started it earlier because,
You've got passion for it?
I do. I didn't know where it came from. I used to think boxing was quite barbaric, actually. But when I started learning, this is a mental game. This is a skilled mental game. Yeah. Nobody realizes that.
Remember what he said about the science of boxing, where you hit and try not to get hit.
That's it.
So it's not a brawl like the UFC.
That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's very intelligent.
Very intelligent.
And I just wish I had, like, you know, a little bit more time to hone my skills and be a bit younger and maybe even go for it. You know, I know a few boxers out there, female boxers who are trying to make it, and it's different for them, you know. It's like a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And but they're very, very accomplished in their weight category, in their class. They're winning medals, all that kind of stuff. And they're
from the same boxing gym, or
from a variety of boxing gym. I won't name any names. I don't want to be like all impartial or anything.
Yeah.
But you know, they're encouraged to go forward, but it's still just a different world for them.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, it's a bit tricky.
It's always, you know, that much harder when you're female, because everything's from inception's been biased. It's been more to the male, catered to the males, but things are changing, especially football. See, women are making a ton of money, man.
Because they're winning as well.
Yeah,
like, hello.
Yeah.
Can you just recognize that we're winning stuff?
True.
We're winning. Okay?
Yeah, true. I'm on the women's side. Don't worry. Yeah.
Right, okay. just checking. But yeah. So yeah, just in that sense of like just really going out there and really giving it a go. I would love to have started when I was older, but just on a very white collarish level, very amateur, just in the gym.
Yeah.
I go to a couple, and yeah, I just enjoy what I do there. You know.
That's good to hear, man.
And plus, you know, got to protect those cheekbones. You know, I'm too old for that.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. So, in closing now.
Okay.
There's a young girl who's gone through what you've gone through. What, and you can be her navigation system. What are the 3 routes you tell her to go through?
To get to where? Hold on.
To get to her utopia, or at least to avoid the kind of obstacles that you know all women of your demographic have in common. Right.
First things first. And I know it might sound trite and it might sound like, you know, quite a common thing that people throw around, but self-care and loving yourself, knowing yourself, really comes first. Absolutely. And I say that because, again, it's so easy to diverge off your path, to find a romantic interest and then be into that and get distracted. It's so easy to, you know, have other people tell you who you are. And again, that could be limiting, suppressing, like just really disheartening, or even minimizing. And when you know yourself and you love yourself, you appreciate yourself, you spend time with yourself, you understand what makes you tick, what makes you doesn't, and you can manage that in the world. No one can touch you. No one can touch you. Because you are the person that is in
control.
In control, you know. And I think that's definitely the very first thing. And the second thing is, you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it alone, not at all. You can find people out there who are as focused, as driven, who are curious, who wants to, you know, strive for greatness, or, you know, whatever that may be, or success, whatever that may be. There's no one definition of success in any way, shape or form. You know, but there's people out there like you. You're not alone, and you don't have to do it alone. And I think that's definitely be the second thing. And the third thing, tough. I want to say, tough. Really tough. Because part of me wants to say, like, accept, you know, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Go ahead. Seriously.
You know, because when you believe in something, you know, that's nurturing, caring, the security, you're not going to be looking like, and trying to find it in absolutely everything. Because there's only one omnipotent power.
Yeah.
There's only one kind of
divine
Father.
source. Yeah, divine
there's only
source.
one divine source.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
you know, although you're doing everything you can here, it's still left up to the universe, the world, the divine source, whatever it is, you know. And when you accept that and just do what you can, like you can't control everything, you can't, and there's an element of surrendering too, and just accepting, like accepting it, you know. This is it, you know. This is the world I live in, and this is what it is. And sometimes this path might not work for you, so try another path, you know. You will find, it will come. You know, it will come.
Amen.
It will come.
Amen to that.
Yeah, definitely.
And wow.
Yeah.
All I can say is thanks for coming.
Seriously. All I can say is thanks for having me. I had such a good time.
I've had such a good time.
You were so lovely. Thank you, honestly.
Thank you.
I really
thank you. And your words, I know they will help a lot of people who are actually watching.
Do you know what? I really hope so. I really hope so. Because, again, I feel like I'm just serving in some senses, and just kind of really showing that there's another way, there's another side, and you can come out the other end, or you can keep going, or don't give up, you know, anything like that. And just, that's definitely what I'd like to preach, you know, and encourage.
Man.
And
you have done that.
I hope
you
so.
have. Thanks for coming, man. And with that, see you guys next week. Peace.